You're listening to Mammal Watching with Charles Foley and Jon Hall. You can find other episodes at mammalwatching.com/podcast.
The scariest adventure that ever happened to me was also the first big predatory mammal that I ever saw. And I was 14, and I was traveling by myself in Siberia for the first time. And I needed to walk between two villages. And the local people said, well, there is a bear there that is misbehaving. It killed a few cows and we're really scared of it. So there is this lady that wants you to go with her because she's afraid to go alone. And if you agree to take her, we'll give you a gun. And I said, okay. And it was quite a long distance, so we had to spend the night in a little cabin on the mountain pass. And as soon as it got really, really dark and started heavily raining, we heard the bear walking around the cabin. And then the bear started pulling on the logs, trying to take the cabin apart. And this lady, she was maybe 40 or 50. She said, why don't you just do something about it? You're the man, you have the gun.
Yeah.
So I walked into this little vestibule to listen to where the bear was. And she immediately locked the second door behind my back. And she said, I'm sorry, I have kids, I have to take care of myself. And it was pitch. There was no light in this little vestibule. I had just one cartridge in my gun. So then I heard that the bear was sniffing under the door. And then I started like shaking the door, and the door was very flimsy. It wouldn't hold long. So I opened the door, and it was absolutely dark outside. And then I kind of saw this silhouette against the sky rising up. And I shot the gun. And in the flash, I saw the face of the bear. And I don't know if you've been to a museum where they have a Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton. The bear was maybe 4 or 5 times that size. I went to this very interesting area. Unfortunately, it's totally off limits now because of the drug cartel activity. It's on the border of Sonora and Sinaloa. And when I started driving there, I realized that I had flu. And it was a really bad case. So I was totally miserable for a few days, and it was raining all the time. So I just found a big hollow tree, and the hollow was almost the size of a tent. So I just stayed there for a couple of days until I felt better. And it turned out to be sitting on the bottom of a very narrow canyon where all local animals had to walk by. So I saw quite a lot of stuff, including the jaguar.
So you're in a hollow tree with the flu in Mexico, and you saw a black jaguar walk underneath you. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
If you'd like to listen to the full episode, then visit mammalwatching.com/podcast.